What's up, my roadies? Randy, the REI Rockstar here, Rockstar turned real estate investor. I'm going to show you a pretty awesome video today. It's going to be quite long, so sit back, grab some notes. It's going to have to deal with basically valuations and due diligence and how to avoid basically losing money on a property. If you buy it right, you won't lose money. It's pretty simple. But aside from that, I've been seeing some posts online, and I've seen it a lot, guys, whether it's on social media, about values coming from other investors and wholesalers and the frustration that comes with it. And what I'm talking about specifically is, getting a deal, having the ARV be inflated, and you having to do your diligence on your side and finding out it's just way off. Now, obviously, you should do your due diligence anyway, but I'm going to show you a way that at least how I avoid that by actually running the numbers, and I will go ahead and approach that investor, wholesaler, real estate agent, whoever it is, and say, hey, what numbers are you using? What comps are you using to come up with this? Because here's where I'm at. And this has to be talked about. It has to be done. So that's what this video is all about today. So some of you may hate me for it, but I really don't care because this is a business and we don't want to lose money in this business. So let's get right into it. If you don't already know about me, go to the blog. It's the reirockstar.com. There you can learn all about real estate investing. I got some free gig bag here. Get yourself a contract, and I post a bunch of great stuff, some great information about real deals. By the way, guys, if you want to find a good person to follow, I've had mentors in my life too. Always make sure they actually do deals. I actually post, step by step deals that I've done, recent deals, to show you that I really do this business and all that good stuff. So that'll help you kind of skim past all those people out there who are the teachers, but they don't actually still, do deals. And you have to do it because these markets change so quickly. So enough about that. Go to the blog, check it out, sign up for the newsletter. Let's get into this training. So this is what I'm talking about. Here is, these are just recent. I actually have older ones, but um, check this out. So it says, I need some help finding some rental comps on a mobile home park. I need some help finding comps. Um, I need some help finding comps here for a manufactured home. What else we got here? Chris says, correct. Lots of agents and wholesalers inflating ARVs. Come on, people, let's get real. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever got an ARV that was way, way off? And you're just like, man, how are they coming up with this? Or maybe you're brand new and you have no idea what ARV is or anything like that. You'll learn a little bit about that in this training too. And we got a couple more down here that just, this is Victor's actually advertising a property, and this person too, all that good stuff. Let's see what else we have here. Wholesalers, stop being lazy. Do your due diligence and provide investors with ARV, at least 3 comps and an estimated rehab cost. So this Sean here is, speaking our language. He's frustrated, and I get that. You as an investor, obviously on your end, you're going to do your due diligence, but you'd like to have some of those numbers. The more the wholesaler or other investor helps you out, the better. And you're going to work with that person if they give you the right numbers and everything pans out. And you have some other advertisements here. Let's see what else we got. I've seen 3 wholesalers send the same deal to my inbox. One has an ARV of 390, ARV of 370, ARV 400. Damn. Yeah, yeah, that happens. Not to us anymore. I screen all that out, and I have an assistant that runs our software to where I just don't deal with that. So the best thing you guys can do out there is, you know, give them information, teach them. If you don't like what you're seeing, go ahead and help them, or else it's not going to change. So I'd rather see investors make money and both parties make money, be it realtors, investors, or whomever, than us just put up with this. This is an industry that's regulated by on a state level and on the federal level. Comps are unfortunately behind a private corporation that runs the MLS, and unfortunately we can't get that data unless we go through realtor. And then realtors uh, you know, aren't always as happy and jumping to the gun to get those comparable sales data, and we can't blame them. They work on a commission, guys. So that the whole structure of comparable sales data is flawed. It's flawed. It's my opinion. You can disagree with it, but here's a bunch of people frustrated with comps. I can't get the numbers. Here's another one. I hate when the new wholesalers message me about a house trying to sell you with no address, no ARV, no repairs. Okay, don't be that person. Give your other investors the due diligence they need. So you need to practice due diligence, and you can pass that due diligence on as long as you're disclosing to them, hey, this is reliable but not guaranteed, all that sort of stuff. We got one here. Tip for investors: stop buying from mega wholesalers at inflating numbers. So Blake's, again, another frustrated investor. This person is outlining that, you know, these ARVs are inflated. The CMVs, current market values, are also inflated. Um, Now, we could go into whether it's because they're not telling the truth, or is it that they're just ill-informed. I'd say a little bit of both, most cases, because that investor wants to make money. Um, and in fact, what it boils down to is if you have it as a foundation, if you have the data in the beginning, if you have it right, you won't have to inflate the number to your buyer. You have to, do your due diligence and you negotiate with the seller right in the first place. Don't lock something up or put a purchase contract on a house if you don't know your numbers. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'll show you exactly how to do that. And as a side note, let's read this last one here. It says, "This you this what drives me crazy. I get an email from a local wholesaler and it's actually a good deal at 189. Then we get a new email and the corrected price is 239. I actually know Chris here from the AZ Flip guys. And he's like, which of course not even close to being a good deal. So he's frustrated on two levels. Number one, he gets one price from this one wholesaler, and then it comes back and it changes. Now, um, to be the advocate of the wholesaler, sometimes that can happen when you have, like myself, an assistant who may mess up the number. So we have things in place to make sure that when we copy and paste templates over to make things easy, we're not just putting out prices from previous deals, previous addresses, previous descriptions, but it does happen. When I scaled up, many of my employees made mistakes and I had to eat those mistakes, but they weren't big. They were just, hey, here's the actual address. It's not an avenue, it's a street. So I think that's probably what happened here, but he's more frustrated with the fact that the new number that was given, the 239, it doesn't make sense with the amount of repairs that are made. So if you bought something at 239, you put 30 into it, you're into it for 260, ARV's 315. If you're lucky, you have profit there, but if it's only 300, right? If the ARV's only 300 and you're paying a realtor, even a discounted realtor, you have no profit there. And if you do, you basically have a job. You made $2,000 a month for a fix and flip when you were supposed to make $30,000. So does that make sense to you guys? So now back to the original one I saved. This was from July of this year. I dated it when I took a screenshot, but it says, I don't know what some of these wholesalers are thinking. ARV 700, acquire for 699, dollar rehab, buy it. So Jenna's being facetious there, but you can hear this. This exists out in our world, in our investment world. And there's all different kinds of investors, fix and flip investors, wholesalers, but namely the wholesalers that are placing, comps out there. So if you guys hear me, like and share this video, leave a comment, let us know how you feel about it. But I'm going to show you how to resolve this, okay? Because I'll tell you my personality type. I'm not one to complain about something and not have a solution. I just not. If I say something about it, I'm going to say, this is what I would do. Okay, that's called complaining when you don't provide a solution. So I'm a solutions provider. That's just how I operate. I'll give you 10 different solutions, 10 different ways, because that's what you should do. That's why we're all here. Let's make life easier for each other. So let's go ahead and close this down here. And let's get into some deals. So I'm not even going to pick on another wholesaler. That's just not right. I'm going to just look up deals and we'll pick on sellers, right? So let's look up Maricopa County. You guys know Zillow.com. Let's go find some deals. By the way, this is a cool technique if you want to find some for sale by owners, guys. Go here. I did a video on it. You can check it out on my channel, the REI Rockstar. But let's go ahead and find 513 deals. Now watch how I sift this down. My median sales price in Phoenix is under 300. Oops, don't care about that. Let's do 300 grand. My investors like 2 plus. We don't like apartments. We don't want right now any land. I'll leave out condos. I'll do townhome and houses. My software can do that. And then 1 bathroom. Let's do 1,000 square foot. So 500 houses is quickly becoming a whole lot less. And if I really want to go, here's TLC, nada. I'm gonna add the word motivated. There's 2. All right, so let's see if we can run some numbers on this deal here. So this person now, I want you, before I even looked at it, I was, oh man, I wanted to pause it there. I was going to tell you a lot of the a lot of the sellers will go and do this for sale by owner, and they'll actually look at the Zillow Zestimate, which is not that accurate, which they admit on their website, which is why I created a software to do this using my own algorithm. But yeah, so let's use this as an example. Let's find out if this is inflated or not. Okay, so here's an address. Here's a for sale by owner. This could potentially be a deal. I looked up the keyword motivated TLC, so that means it's somewhere in this description. So let's see how motivated they are. So I'm gonna paste my address in here and correct this. Okay, so the idea, guys, is we need to find this after repair value, current market value, and just compare it to this property that's being sold. So what they're saying is 260,000. So let's put that on in here. Great. So, when my VA does this, it finds all the information. This is a 3.2, 1,600 square foot, smaller lot, built in the mid 90s, one story. It's got a attached garage. Quick calculation of repairs. I'll do $1 a square foot for every 10 years old. So something built in 95, 2005, that's a good easy 4,800 minimum in repairs. When you get a house like this, built in 95, you're going to need to do tile, carpet, paint easily, right? And if you want to fix and flip it, it's going to be way more than that. So I'll put it at 8. We'll do a $13,000 rehab, and let's just say I want to make 5 grand. All right, so it's going to do its thing now. And let's read about it just to check the condition here. So beautiful corner lot, quiet community. Now this looks to be that it's not listed, it's from a private seller. And here's all the information that my software got. I want to see what they paid for it. So it's sold for 206 and during the boom. Okay, so these folks bought during the boom and they're finally liquidating. So what my software is doing is going out, getting all the comparable properties and bringing them in, applying a quick algorithm based on the characteristics of each home, and it's going to show me, hey, these are the properties that are most likely, like this property, and it'll apply a score, and it'll tell us what the properties were today, what the ARV is, and all my job is, or if I was my VA, I would just make a correction to the after repair value. Now, side note that I was mentioning earlier, guys, I actually went on YouTube and I looked up just ARV and CMV, current market value, and repairs and how to analyze properties. I spent a good hour or two looking up every video I could, and I even saved it. If I can find the saved videos, I think there's like 10 of them, maybe 12. Yeah, all of them were wrong. Every single one of them was wrong except one. And I was so happy that that one person got it right that I called him out on Facebook like, hey, there was 10 other videos about ARV that were completely wrong. And all of them were slightly wrong. Like they weren't even matching up on what they meant to say about the after repair value. And I'll tell you what that is. The after repair value should be 3 or more properties like your home, like your subject property that have been fully repaired, right? Not like your property that is near your home and hasn't been repaired. That's not an after repair value. And it's hard to calculate an after repair value. I should say it's easier when you actually have this home right next door that's fully rehabbed. Okay, so what these other videos were teaching was, oh, we're going to take properties that are like ours, regardless of condition, and we're going to take the price per square foot and come up with an ARV. Yeah, that's not going to be as accurate as finding the exact property, 3 of them that happen to have been rehabbed, averaging those out and getting what you need. And if you can't find 3 that are exactly the same, well, then find one with a little bit less square footage within 200 or 200 more and make your adjustments. Maybe the property's 20 years older, but it's been rehabbed. But same square footage, bedroom, bathroom, and floor layout. Okay, great. That's still ARV. So remember that. That's some nuggets for you guys. I don't want you to make mistakes. I don't want you to lose money. And this is one. There's so many different variables that can happen about the seller and liens and all this other stuff, speculation. Don't let something like numbers stop you from making money, and don't let it give you analysis paralysis, because I'd like to think I'd make it easy. That one video, like I said, if I find these links, I'm going to put them in the description, and you know, showing you the difference. I just want to educate you here. This is not about bashing other investors, wholesalers, or realtors. This is a conversation that needs to happen, because obviously, with those other examples I've shown you guys, it's an issue. It's a huge problem, and it's a problem that somebody is eventually going to solve. Somebody, if they haven't already, my software is an Excel product, but somebody will get this on the internet. Some company, be it an investment company, venture capital, will place home values online that obviously are way better than the algorithms that are available out there. They'll go around the MLS and make it happen. And the crybabies out there, realtors, attorneys, investors, won't understand it. They'll just think, oh, that's my business. They're not going to embrace the capitalism of it. They're going to cry about it. Whereas the intelligent ones are going to say, yeah, that makes sense. It makes my job easier. Easier to do what? Service the community. That's what you're supposed to be doing when you're a realtor. That's what you're supposed to be doing when you're an investor. Yes, you make money, but you need to be servicing your local community so that government doesn't have to step in. If you do it right and everybody's happy, then there won't need to be more laws to make this more costly. Part of the reason why houses are so much is because so many laws and regulations that sure protect people, but it actually protects people from being intelligent. It protects people from not understanding values and due diligence and what they're actually getting into. And if you can't understand it, they shouldn't be involved with it. Go rent. That's just the matter of fact, you know? So we're removing these veils, and these things like this are making transactions easier, and I would argue make it easier for people to understand the values of houses. It's confusing to somebody who's never bought a home to understand rebuild costs versus comparable market analysis versus income approach, right? So let's make it easy for them. Three properties that are just exactly like yours is the current market value, and three properties that are fully rehab like yours is the after repair value. It's as simple as that. So let's take a look at what we come up with here. All right, so it shows the current market value is 246,000. So they're inflating their number just slightly, but you never know. It could be the condition. So my software is saying that this property on 2nd Avenue in Phoenix is worth 246, and that the ARV, which we're not as confident about, is about 298. So let's scroll down and find out why it believes that. So I told you guys it'll select comps for us. So if I just go down to values, boom, right here, here's a property within 0.07 miles. That is the exact bedroom, the exact bathroom, the exact square footage, the exact year built. This one right here. You see why I trust this? Yeah, it says 267. I'd say this person isn't inflating their price. It's pretty much spot on. The current market value of this house is, pretty close. So, I mean, because here's a 267, here's a 228, here's a 232. These ones sold a little bit longer ago, but I mean, this is pretty spot on. So, it found 13 comps. The three you see here are right here in the current market value. The three reds you see here are down here. These were just basically the cheapest properties sold. And then the three green you see here are actually the ARV. Now, I could go in and make some adjustments, guys. I'm not actually trying to buy this property. I'm just trying to make some sense of this all. The ARV, the reason why, look at these bedrooms. These are all 4-bedroom. So I could have went in and set up the settings to be a little harder, a little more conservative on bedroom bathroom, and we would have got a better result. But it's easy for me to just take those out, delete them, hit recalculate, and it'll show the ARV as a better number, probably 275, something like that, and the score will rise. This is why I use this software, guys. I can't believe more and more investors aren't, using something online, be it REI Auto Comp or, something. And it's going to save all the headache of the Facebook posts that you guys are seeing. Why don't these wholesalers do this? I need comps for a property. Why is this home being sold by a seller for this amount? Well, guess what? If you can run the numbers, contact the seller and simply say, hey, you're asking 260. I see here that Helena sold for 267. That's pretty spot on. Now, this is a new property, guys. So what I would do is probably a buy and hold. And I would go up and say, hey, being that it's worth, 240 to 260 grand, would you be able to do, you know, a cash offer for 80 cents on the dollar? And I would hit them at 222,000, something like that, all cash, and then I'd wholesale it out for 225. That's a pretty good deal when you have a house worth 260, right? And I buy it for 220, 225, sell for 230. That's 30 grand in equity. That is more of a buy and hold approach, though. Remember, that would not be a fix and flip trying to make equity. So let me check that offer here. See what my buy and hold ARV. Let's do it based on the current market value. And let's say I offered 80 cents on the dollar. Let's just see what that would look like. So 175,000. Okay, great. So I would offer about 175 on the property. That's more than enough equity if somebody bought this home as a, buy and hold, something worth 240, 260 that they bought for 180. Right there would be my resale price. That'd be a great deal. All right, so let's check out another deal, guys. So I want to put this in perspective, just showing you how not to lose money on a deal. So let's check out this one here. For sale by owner, Glendale. All right, this person must sell. Priced way below comps. Really? Well, let's prove it. And again, guys, look what they did. They just looked at the so-called Zestimate and they priced it right underneath it. All right. New property. I love that pace. It's so much easier instead of writing out the address every time. All right, so let's find it. Now, by the way, just a note, if I can't find any data on the property, it's probably a good sign to pass on it, guys. What was the asking price? 229. If you like this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to floss, guys. Just follow me, like it, opt into my newsletter, share and subscribe, guys. This is the only way that people are going to get better at this business, this industry, and we're going to help homeowners sell quicker if we do it right the first time. And I appreciate you watching this video. This property is built in 78, so 88, 98, 2008. That's a 4 times over 10. So 4 is $20 a square foot. Let's go with 18. 37K. So if it's never been rehabbed and it was built in 78, it's going to need quite a bit of repairs. I'll go with 37. I'll make 5 grand on it, sure. Just for sake of the vid. And we'll get some comps. All right, so remember they're asking 239. Let's go back, due diligence on the property, see how much they bought it for. And should be right here. Sold 2004 for 155,000. So we have the homeowner listing it for 234 and then kind of coming down to 229. See if we got this done yet. All right, it's bringing in the last level of comp data. There it is right there, 2004, 155. Now sometimes Zillow actually has a little county link, and I encourage you guys to use that in your due diligence. Get the map, get the deed, original deed, have your VA do it so you don't have to. You can see Israel, David Israel and Catherine Israel bought this. Now, this isn't the purchase deed date, by the way, a little nugget here. That just means this is when they refinanced or they changed the deed over. Like let's say, for example, the husband quit claim deed it to his wife, that would create a deed. This is not the value of the house, guys. This is the full cash value used to determine taxation, to pay for schools and roads, things like that. So don't use the full cash value that the government gives you. Don't trust the government.
You've got mail.
All right, there's the layout of the home. And let's see what we got here. Okay, so they're asking 239, was it? And 229. It's just underneath what it's worth. Yeah, so it's just worth that amount. And being that it's older, I would definitely do a wholesale deal on this. And let me run the wholesale based on the ARV. Do I need to do blended?
You've got
Let's
mail.
look at these numbers. These are all pretty close. I don't have to go blended. 250 versus 251. That's so close. I can leave it either way. But this is pretty awesome. You can see these scores are much higher. This is the kind of report I like to see when my VA does it. I also like to see this here. Do you see this increasing value from last year? You see this increasing price per square foot? This would be a great flip. Let's offer 133. If I wholesaled it, I can make $5,700 if I buy it for 133, sell it for 140. Now you can see how off we are in terms of, if I went out and offered 133, homeowner, depending on their motivation, is not going to buy it. And another variable, guys, separate from, ARV and current market value and all the frustration of people posting certain amounts, changing those ARVs. The final thing is to remember, we're calculating repairs blindly here. We still have to talk to the homeowner. We can go arguably $15,000 to $30,000 higher than this offer here if the repairs were more. And the higher your offer, knowing that the property is worth around 230, the more likely that seller is going to sell you the property. I mean, they bought for 155. It's not likely they're going to want to sell for this amount. They did buy sort of at not the peak of the boom, but maybe at the beginning of it as it was taken off and rates were very affordable at that time. They might have even refinanced. Um, since that time. So we don't know what they owe. But this person's pretty spot on in terms of their value. They should really list it with a realtor, and they'll get that amount as long as they don't have things that are issues with FHA or conventional financing. This person should just list their home for 239 and net 224 or something. That should be fine. All right, so let's do another one here. So let's clear it. If we find a beat up one, you guys will see how off a lot of those are. Let me take this out here. Tolleson's a tough place to get comps in. Oh, it's a short sell though. We don't want that. Let's go back in. See if we can narrow this down to just single family. Maybe that'll help out. There we go. And let's go cheapest. For sale by owner, Winslow, Glen Rosa. Let's do the first Phoenix we see. Here's one. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot. That meets our criteria. The Zestimate's 158. They're asking 188. The condition looks good. It looks like it's rehabbed. Let's check the ARV here. This is an investor, and it's not going to be in fix and flip. That's going to be a buy and hold. So you guys can see how quickly we're able to just kill the deal, move on to the next one. I mean, my virtual assistants and the employees, they just boom, boom, boom. They knock this out. Obviously I'm doing a video for training purposes, but they're able to just go in and put in the numbers, click a couple buttons, make some adjustments, and go from there. Built in the 50s, that's 66 over that is 12, 15 grand. So let's see, 1960, 70, 80, 90, 2007. All right, minimum $17,000, 5 grand profit. Something like this though, guys, it's already been repaired. So not very likely that you're going to have to do any repairs on it. Possibly landscaping, maybe, so I just put $5 and do $6,300. All right, it's easy as that. Let's see what we get here. Let's go back to the property, do a little due diligence on it while it's running its numbers. What I love about the home, it's near ASU. Is it? Yeah, it's downtown Phoenix. All right. So bought for $85,000 in April of 2016. So this is definitely a fix and flipper. They bought for 85K. Who knows what they put into it? Maybe 30 grand, whatever. And they're asking 188. So yeah, let's see how spot on they are. Let's take a look at the condition overall. New carpet. You can tell it's an older home. It's got these smaller windows. Probably has a little window that you have to have that little metal piece, plug it over the little cog wheel and turn it and it'll open the window. Yeah, see how small it is. Looks like I did a flip on 13th Avenue and Camelback. It looks a lot like that property. There was like a back room just like this, and it linked to here, and then over on this side there was a door to the kitchen, which we closed up. They did a good job. They did a really good job. Now, this is very common to add these little deals on here, make them laundry rooms, as many of them didn't have that. Um, yeah, these 1955, 1960 builds all look like this in Phoenix, especially downtown area, and they all had alleyways. They replaced the fascia. It's got a new roof. That, you know what? They might get that, but you know they did. This is very cool. This tile right here. I mean, they did a good job. All right, let's see what we got here. So let's see what the ARV is. Yep, they did a good job here. It's worth 142. They're asking 188 because of the condition. Now, if you could just picture in your mind from here to here a condition meter, with this over here being not so great condition, 108 grand. And as you get over here, okay condition, livable, standard house worth 142, 150, 160, 70, 180, 212,000 being fully fixed up. These folks are pretty spot on with their numbers. This is a solid neighborhood. It's increasing in value slowly, but it's definitely come up, and the price per square foot's come up. There's a 146 to 190 average. The homogeny is spot on. All these houses are very, very similar. And here's the ARV, 258, 259, 240. They want 188,000. Now these houses have more square footage. So what needs to happen here is an adjustment for price per square foot. So do you see how this says 172? So the ARV is not 252 or maybe 212, sure. It's blending for that, but it's probably somewhere between 172 to 212. And I'm doing that, guys, based on this. If you want to pause the video and rewind it, I'm just looking at our subject property, which is this line you see here. It's a 3.2 with 1,200 square foot. The software found some rehabbed properties, and you can Google these properties here, check the condition. If you're watching this in August 2017, anything after that, these houses, get dilapidated and conditions change. But at least for the next year or so, these will be the nicest houses in this area. But we have to adjust because they're so big. Here's a 2,900, I'm sorry, a 2,000 and a 2,000. That's over 600 square foot more. So what my software does is it says, okay, well, let's adjust for that, because the hard price per square foot at 136 over my square footage is 172. So them selling at 188 in that condition, that's perfect. They should be able to get that. They can go as high as 215, 212, 215. That ARV is spot on. Let's do another one. If you guys like this training, again, go ahead and don't forget to floss, share, like, opt in, and subscribe, and I'll put more videos out if you love this. I mean, I didn't have anything like this when I first got started in 2006. In fact, I had an old beat up 46DX2 computer. I had to build my website using Microsoft, some type of generic website for Microsoft was putting out. And then my domain got stolen somehow, and it's now a Chinese face cream. So, I mean, now I use Weebly, which I'm very happy with. And I also use Investor Carrot. But let's see what else we can get here, guys. Here's one in Chandler. That's the one we saw earlier there. So we've got for sale by owner, up to 300K, 2-bedroom plus, house and townhome. And we want at least a bedroom. Days on Zillow, doesn't matter. What is this one? 187,500. Let's do this last one here. All right, so it's going to go out and find the characteristics. It's a 3-2, meets our criteria. Over 1,000 square foot, decent lot size, built in 87. Their asking price was 187,500. My software also finds the purchase price that they got it for 2.5 years ago. March of 2015, they bought it for 135. So who knows what they did? Maybe they just bought and held it. But being that it's pretty new, let's assume kitchen, carpet tile, paint, 17 grand. It's got attached garage. Looks like it's built in actually. Built-in garage, yeah. All right. Looks good. Let's go do a little due diligence. 3% commission of buyer's agent. Don't be afraid to ask our realtor for additional sale, no HOA. It's amazing. Brand new AC, 5-year warranty, new stove, dishwasher. Replaced. It doesn't look like they replaced anything in the kitchen, just new stove, dishwasher, and so new appliances, new toilet, new paint. So it's kind of a quick deal, hotel deal. Last remodel year was 1994. Let's check out the county website. And Brandon Michael Garman, 135,000. Okay. All right, let's see what we got cooking here. It's going to update the results, apply the colors. Boom, boom, boom. It's worth 186. So they want 187,500. They're asking 187 and it's worth 186. Okay, they're pretty spot on here. The terrible thing about this neighborhood is it's actually falling in value. You can see the averages are just getting hit. They're coming down, and therefore the price per square foot's coming down too. So, I mean, if I was going to wholesale that, I'd offer 126. The software automatically tells me the maximum I can get to make 5K on a wholesale deal. If I were to buy and hold it, maybe I can offer more. Let's see. Nah, it actually makes more sense. Well, I'd have to correct this ARV, guys. The reason why it's telling me to offer less on the buy and hold is because our wholesale deal has an ARV of 212, but I don't like this yellow here. Do you see how this is yellow? So I'm actually gonna do the correction for you guys. Let's see why it's yellow. So I'm just gonna go to comp number 21, and the reason why it's yellow is if you look here, comp 21, way bigger, 2,300 square foot, and our property is 17. So instead of doing the adjustments here, being that the ARV is 198, I'm actually gonna delete, because there's enough comps, I can delete this comp right here, 249. There's just no way that property is gonna be 249. Delete it. And if I hit recalculate, the software will choose another one. Then all I have to do is go back up, see it's a little bit better. The ARV came down, and now it's telling me to offer 123,000. All right, so the reason I did that is the ARV was much too high, it was off. And this prevents me, by the way, let's go back to our subject. The reason why we're doing this, guys, is, oh, I spelled Phoenix wrong. The reason we're doing this is this prevents us from putting out deals to other wholesalers, investors that are off. When we say ARV is 199, we're confident it's 199 because there's 3 other properties that are just like it. And you can see these averages here are all very close. So every time my assistant runs a report, he or she looks at the color here and goes, hey, can I make that light green? Can I get it dark green or blue? If I can, let me try. And they'll go down and they'll look at other available comps. And they'll start by looking at the lowest one, 220 to 427, 2.75. And they'll say, gosh, that just doesn't make sense. Now, they can also shorten it. If you guys don't want to make adjustments, you can set the settings to be very conservative, where it only puts in 3-bedroom, right? But for sake of this, I wanted it to be open so I can show you guys the way it all works and kind of work together that way. Let's see here. So recalculate, where was I? It's going to pick another property. Boom, it picked something that scored 88 at 193. That's not even a fifth, not even a quarter mile away, 0.10, and it's just like our property. So watch this color be different up here. There we go. Now it's light green. Still at 210. It's telling me to offer 124. The buy and hold is at 117, and the reason is this current market value. Now let me look at something here. Yeah, that's too small. This current market value is pretty spot on. So current market value is 174. They're asking 187. So it's about 10 grand over. And considering the, repairs, guys, there's, it's got some older tile from it looks like the 90s. And yeah, this can this can definitely be updated. Look at these cabinets. So paint's okay, but yeah, if you want to get out of this house 200,000, if your approach was, fix and flip, you would, or wholesale, you want to pick this up at about 123, dump 17 into it, 17 to 25, sell it for 199. Especially if you have a realtor that can do a discounted rate, keep your costs down and go from there, or get the property owner financing, right? And keep your holding costs down. There goes your, 18%, 5 points from your hard money lender. Or you can do a combination of the two. Use private money at 12% per annum, no points, interest-only payment, and that's your 80 to 90% down. 10% down can be a money partner. Give them a good return on the equity, and everybody's happy, and you're good to go. So, point is, guys, all that frustration out there with values, I totally get it. I get the fact that it's hard to find comps and come up with values when people say the MLS is be all say all. That's sort of halfway true. The MLS only accounts for a certain percentage of all sales. There's sales that happen, guys, at the title companies only, right? Investment companies don't have to use the MLS. They can just figure out the deeds through an attorney. So there's good percentage of homes that also sell at auction, guys, that may not have went on the MLS. All that is sales data, and that data is available, most of it online, title companies and on the MLS. So the best thing to do is to get that data, put it in one spot, and make the calculations happen. Hopefully happen instantly, and that's what my software does. So anyway, I don't want to make this video about REI Auto Comp, but you can get a copy of it if you want. If it's helpful to you, wonderful. If you want to help other investors and tell them, hey, look, there's a software you can get online. It's very inexpensive, and it does all the the magic for you, and it's going to make us all better investors and make these homeowners happy. Go for it. So I appreciate you guys joining me on this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next free training. Have yourself a blessed day. REI Rockstar checking out. Take care.